Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris, and this is Barn on 11970. This has been an interesting 24 hours. I just want to, first off, apologize for my frustration last night. I had a lot of things happen. I'm not even going to get into them personally. That really got me to the frustration that I had last night. And I'm still trying to figure out, I've been trying to do everything I can to make this new YouTube Live work. I don't know why it's not working right, but it's still, I could still do it this way until September 12th. Maybe there'll be something that will be easier at that point, or I'll have something that can figure out why it's not working the way it is. But there is an important message I want to, I'm going to make a video later on tonight at 7 o'clock. Somebody sent me an email last night, right after I made all those two videos I made last night. I legitimately didn't want to make videos with the frustration I was feeling. And then all of a sudden, I check my emails and I see this major thing that might be happening in this presidential election. And I want to make sure I get the most amount of people to be able to watch it. First off, I want to say to all of my subscribers, I mean, the love in the comment section is absolutely incredible. And to one of my trolls, I know who that person is, and I'm not even going to give this psycho an opportunity to get any free advertisement. But we'll just say last name of his channel has the letter N and ends with B. I know who you are, and you have a sad, pathetic life. But, I mean, if you want to stalk me, that's perfectly fine. It just shows what people do. But anyway, I don't even want to get further than that. That's the most I'm going to even refer to this moron. There is going to be a video. I already think I set it up for 7 o'clock tonight. That's Eastern Standard Time. And I'll read the email that I got. I just want to make sure as many people as possible know it. There is potential scenario that will absolutely prove election fraud if it happens. Now, if we stay silent, obviously there's not much we can do. And I find it quite interesting, the timing of YouTube all of a sudden doing this right before the election. Now, even with this new thing, I got at least the video to work, but I couldn't get the audio. As you could see on those tests that I did, you see nothing. Well, I actually deleted them because there was no audio, but there was only a blank screen. So I can't show something. I can't invite guests. I can't do screen shares. So YouTube is proving censorship, because what I'm using right now is so easy. All I have to do is hit the button called screen share, and I could have anything I want shown. I could have my face shown. I could have an article shown, whatever. I can invite people. They can come on and have conversations. All it is a click of a button. And now they're making it so complicated and so restrictive. At this point, people should really see what YouTube is trying to do. And it's another corporation bought and sold to try and create frustration. And it worked for me last night. And then I just realized the timing. And that email that I got right afterwards, I mean, you want to talk about coincidence. I mean, I was ready to just be like, screw the whole thing. It's like so frustrating. I mean, just the beginning to deal with some of these idiot stalkers that follow me from a comic book community. It's kind of sad that they still bother me. And people even before that have been stalking me for years. It gets a little old. But it's not frustrating with that part. It's just stupid. It's like me. It's like, why would people bother? But then I realize it's to get people to be frustrated and want to stop. And and maybe this should show everybody that it could get to the best of us, the ones that even are the most, try and be the most positive. It can affect you. But like the famous song once said, I get knocked down, but I get up again. So if it means I have to go back to my old way of just making a video, and, the old way to do the video is I'd come up with the idea, I'd set up my camera, I have a program that records it, then I would have to upload it, and then I would have to edit it, then I would have to upload it onto YouTube, and then do all the little features. I mean, it takes 10 times the amount of work, and it's not going to be as easy. But I mean, if that's what I have to do, then I guess I have no choice. But I really need the people who wanted me to stay. what I'm going to be asking you all is I need your help. And I don't mean financially or anything like that. So any troll that wants to think that it's it, I mean, please, any troll, a stalker, please do me a favor, go shoot yourself. Because you're not doing anything worth anything in this world. So you're better off being non-existent in my eye. But when I mean help, I mean spreading the information if you don't want to make your own video. I've always said for people to make their own videos because it's not about me, it's about the message. But if you don't want to make a video, and that's understandable, some people can't, some people just don't have the ability, some people just are too afraid or may not be able to speak in a way that they're comfortable with doing this. I don't know. I can't answer for other people. I can only speak for myself. But if people want me to stay, and for me to, I mean, because this is not easy to do. You know, people think you just put on a camera and you speak, but you're speaking from the heart, and you're putting a lot of your energy out there to help. And with all the negative things I have to deal with from people, it becomes a burden that I don't mind doing, because as you can see, I've been doing it for years. But I need, if my subscribers really want me to stay and do this, I need you guys to help me like you've never been done before. And that means share my information, get it out there, and don't just view a video. Because if we're not going to do anything but just speculate, and we're not going to do anything but just view things and not participate to make change, then it's not worth the effort, because of the stress that I have to go through. So the video that I'm going to do tonight at 7 o'clock is going to potentially expose a potential plan that could prove the corruption in the election, that could keep President Obama for a third term election. Now, it's not fear porn or anything like that. There's no nuclear war or anything, because I can, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, there will never be a nuclear war. They'll scare you with that. They'll make up all the lies. Because you can't destroy the planet you live on, unless you want to live underground for the rest of your life. So that's out. But I need people. I already have the video, and I will post the link in the video in the description in this one. I need people to share it. I need people to spread it, post it on the social networks, get many people as possible to share the link. And then I want people, once that video is uploaded, to take that link and post it on Hillary Clinton's website, post it on Donald Trump's website, post it on Obama's website, and as many as they can to spread it out there to get people to view this stuff. Because I am so tired. I'm so tired. So I'm doing this because of the amount of love and support that I got. It was actually overwhelming. When I saw the comment after comment, I mean, you get the one or two idiots that just stalk me because they're losers and they haven't probably had sex in a long time. And if you see some of the, well, I've seen somebody's significant other, and I can understand why they have so much free time. We'll just leave it at that. But 777 says, isn't the fraud already evident? Yes, but what I'm about, the email that I'm about to talk about later on tonight is going to expose a potential plan that could keep Obama as president. So it won't matter who becomes president. I'll get into it later because I want to make sure I have more people that watch it. Because if I'm going to do this stuff, I need to know that my efforts are going to be rewarded in the sense of people doing more than just watching. Because unless you make these kind of videos, the amount of harassment you get every day, the amount of having to research all this stuff, the time it takes, it definitely affects you. And if anything, to people that are down or depressed or angry at times, I want you to know that we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have emotions. We're not perfect. So the trolls, the ones that don't make any videos, the ones that don't do anything positive, they're quick to jump on any negative situation because it makes them feel better because they can't do anything with their lives to improve them at all. That's the type of people that we're fighting against. Anonymous cowards that hide behind a computer who will never be man enough to reveal who they are, who only come around when they want to say negative things because it makes them feel good about themselves. We, on the other hand, are caring people. We are emotional people. We put our hearts on our sleeves. We care about more than ourselves. We want to comfort somebody and lift them up when they fall down, not kick them while they're down. So we have to deal with morons that have nothing better to do than make themselves feel good that they kicked a person as they're unconscious on the ground. There's an achievement. That to me is just cowards. They're cowards. They can scream and chant, rant all they want and be internet keyboard warriors. They'll never show their faces because they're too chicken. But these are the people in life that we have to deal with. Whether they get paid to do it or whether their lives are so pathetically sad that they do this just so they don't shoot themselves, I can't explain, nor do I care. I mean, I'll see their stupid comments and I just delete them. But this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis. So if you don't make videos, or at least videos like mine, you'll never understand the constant daily pressure of it. And that's why I left for a little while, went to comics, only to find some of these idiots to follow me there. So it is frustrating. But the beautiful thing is, as frustrating as it can be, I am too stubborn to ever really truly want to give up, even when I say so. And at that moment, I really did. But like I said, literally within 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes, I wasn't looking at my watch, after making that last video saying I was just so frustrated and wanted to give up, I truly meant it at that moment. And then all of a sudden to get that email, and I'm like, there's no way I can be silent about it, because then they truly win. So YouTube, you want to make this difficult, and the people want to listen in, you know, the trolls and the CIA and all that other stuff. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to our lovely Patriot Act, we're spied on all the time, and they're probably listening to this right now. And if they are, they're sold out cowards, and they will get what they have coming to them. So yes, you could frustrate us, you can annoy us, you can even make us want to give up from time to time, but we're never going to stop, and we will win. You have to, ladies and gentlemen, the ones that are here for the truth, you have to start believing that we will win. And I think that's maybe what I needed to have that frustration last night. Because remember, like I said in so many videos, you need the negativity sometimes to make you understand things. And if you learn from it, then it doesn't have to stay negative. So I'm going to use it as a motivating tool. So if somebody knows how to make this new YouTube live thing work, and you want to like send me a link to a video, I'll learn it. It's just frustrating that they are making something that is pretty much easy. And even Google Hangouts wasn't that easy. You actually had to watch things to figure out how it works. But YouTube is really showing their cards, that they want to make sure, because if something is working and it's working fine, it's easy, and all of a sudden they make it so difficult to the point where you can't even make it work properly, that's just not how businesses work. They don't make things more complicated. And to the one person that was bragging about the fact that they tried to work within 3 minutes, you know, the fact that you only come here when there's negative things to say, I mean, yes, it's great that you have lots of money. It's great that you're very in love with yourself. The vanity is definitely not hidden on you, but go find something better to do with your life, dude. The fact that after 5 years you're still watching my videos and you come in just to say stupid things or pat yourself on the back, I mean, really? Go make your fiat currency. I can't wait until the situation happens where all those paper dollars you have are no longer worthless, that have the value you think they do. But I mean, if you're really just going to come here just to say stupid things, it's just sad. So yeah, I put my heart on the sleeve. And yes, things can affect me, but it's not going to affect me forever. I mean, yes, I shut down my channel, Barn on 11967, 5 or 6 years ago because of morons. But I came back. I had the comic book channel. I had to deal with backstabbing people that I did nothing but try and help, who made rumors about me and believed what trolls said instead of communicating with me. To this day, even though I haven't been there since I left, still hold grudges against me and stalk me here. I left there because I was tired of helping people only to be backstabbed constantly and have people think I'm making fake accounts. I mean, look, I'm going to put it straight out there. Anybody that makes fake accounts is a loser, is pathetic, needs medical and psychiatric help, and really needs to go find a hobby, or at least get a male or female partner to soothe them sexually, because they have too much tension. Anybody who makes fake profiles to visit channels and not be who they are is not a real man. They're cowards. They have pathetic lives and would be a positive in this world if they were gone off the face of the earth. It's just sad the keyboard warrior mentality of cowards that would hide behind a computer. And here's the funny part. My trolls are so stupid, they'll say, oh, well, you're not showing your face right now. That is very true, but if you look at my videos, I have hundreds of them where I show myself. I just do this because it's just easier. I can literally get out of bed and make a video because people care about what I say, not what I look like. I mean, if you care more about what I look like than what I have to say, then you're here for the wrong reasons anyway. So, yes, I can be, and I'm sure many people in this kind of community, quote unquote, can be very up and down emotionally because you're not dealing with the normal everyday life. You know, I wish I could have a life where I could just choose to play Pokemon Go all day and be oblivious and just think life is wonderful and pretend that everything's okay and just not want to learn this stuff. Life would be so much easier if we all did that. But we do it because it matters. And there is a thing called sacrifice. So I don't mind every now and then getting frustrated to the point of wanting to give up. Maybe that will motivate someone else to say, you know what? Look at Chris. He's been doing this for years. He's gotten death threats. He gets attacked all the time. He gets the same trolls that make new accounts every day because they haven't gotten laid since probably 1975. And he's still going. Maybe I can do that. What I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you care, you have to start doing stuff. Because if we don't, we let these things happen. There is no book that writes everything down and says, this is the way it is. There is no one path in an infinite universe. The road only goes in one direction if you believe that's the only road to travel. If you don't stop and turn around. If you don't believe you have the ability to go in a different direction. Because I could take this pen that I'm holding in my hand, and trust me, I'm holding it. If I let it go, the inevitability is it will fall to the ground. So if I just let it go, it drops. But if I catch it in the middle of the air, then I stop what was supposed to be inevitable. So in other words, you can control things by changing them or disrupting them. When you do nothing based on fear, or doubt, or anger, or being bribed, or whatever, looking the other way, you allow what they say is going to happen. So the video I'm going to make later on tonight at 7 o'clock, and the reason I'm doing this, again, I want people to share it. So this video is to set up the video for later on tonight. And the people who made those nice messages, and I love you all that did that. For every idiot out there, I have 90 good people. So that's the beautiful thing now. You get one or two idiots, but majority of my people are here for the right reasons and are good people. And I can tell the type of people that are real because you know why? They're frustrated, they're angry, they get depressed, they have doubt. Congratulations, you feel. That's a beautiful thing. These idiots that stalk me and other channels constantly, trying to always come in after the fact of a scenario so they can point out the obvious. Those are people that have no soul. They have no heart. So they don't feel. They get pleasure out of hurting other people. I wouldn't want to be them, even if it meant that's the only way I can ever become a millionaire. They have no souls. They're here for evil purposes, for their own personal amusement. So what I'm going to ask my subscribers who care is if you see an idiot troll that says idiot things, click on their profile and you'll see it has nothing. And I want you to flag their comments, and I want you to report their comments. It's time for activation. It's time for us to work together. It's time for us to be a team. And if I watch somebody's video and I see a troll like hurting somebody else's account, I'll do the same thing for you. It's time that we support each other. It's time we do things, anything, to make positive change. And it's okay if you get sad. It's okay if you get down. It's okay to be afraid every now and then. It's not okay to not turn it into something good. Unless you want evil to thrive. Evil thrives when good men and women do nothing. The divide and conquer has got to be over. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're Chinese. I don't care if you're African American. I don't care if you're a reptilian alien. Let's go there. If you are good, then you are welcome here. If you're bad, that's why I don't like you. We got to stop with the divide and conquer. We are all human beings, even the idiot trolls, the ones that either do it for fun, do it for boredom, do it because they're psychotic, or do it because they get paid to do it. Even the CIA agent that is assigned to listen to this, the sellout traitor, you're human too. United we stand, divided we all fall. What good is being on a ship that doesn't sink as fast as someone else's when your ship is going to sink just a little bit later on? You're helping the people who use you and eventually would discard you. I mean, look at all the bankers and middle of the road people that had enough knowledge to be useful, but enough knowledge to get them eliminated. The time for selling out is gone. Now, I never claim to ever get everything right. And that's fine. I am not part of the corruption. I can only base things on what is presented to me and what my opinion of it is. So it's going to be very difficult to know what's inside someone else's head if I'm not part of that. So I have no problem with the fact that I've gotten things wrong or things haven't been the way I was thinking they were. But at least I'm making the effort. We need more people to do that. And like I said, this is not about me. If you want to make your own videos, you can. I see so many people copying and pasting my videos on their on their channels. As long as you just put a link to my channel, you can share my videos, or you can make your own and say, you know what, I listened to Barnun's video. This is what he's talking about. Now I want to talk about it, because maybe you'll reach 10 people that I couldn't. This is about the message. This is about change. Are we all tired? Because we see what's happening. They're slowly taking it away. And I warned people about this. I made videos saying they're going to make it harder and harder. And eventually, and a lot of it's going to be due to these keyboard warrior trolls who think it's funny to do this stuff and hurt people and just make new profile after new profile and insult people. Eventually, the government's going to step in and shut it down. They'd be like, all right, we tried to give you free reign. And what is that going to do? It's going to silence free speech, because the internet is the last place we have left for truthful speech, at least an attempt at truth. Because again, I might not get everything right, but at least I'm not afraid to question things or look at things in a different way and not just assume that because it was said, it's the truth from somebody else. Just because they're wearing a suit and tie or have some piece of paper that says they went to some fancy college that programmed them how to think. A certificate from a school basically says, congratulations, you were able to regurgitate a lot of things that we programmed into you. You didn't gain any wisdom. You gained knowledge through what we told you. I'm just, yes, it's frustrating. And I can deal with it. I've dealt with it all of my life. It is part of my life. Some people will never understand that. And the few idiots that are going to try and make a stupid comment, say, oh, I knew he'd come back. Oh, I'm glad to make you right. Because the one thing these trolls will never have is the positive energy that I get from the people here that do care. They have to give people things to get friends. They have to pretend to be something they're not to get friends. They have to get paid to get people to like them, or think they have to drive a fancy car or show a lot of bling bling. The beautiful thing in my life is, yes, I financially struggled for most of my life. But you know what? The people that were in my life weren't there because I could provide them with a Cadillac or a Ferrari or a Mercedes. I wasn't providing them with an in-ground pool in my mansion. I could not fly them all around the world. They liked me because who I was. I don't need to hide behind anything. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, I show me as the real me of who I am. I don't edit my videos to try and take out my imperfections. I don't apologize for being emotional. You know how many video channels, they cut up their videos and do all these chopped things? They want you to see them as a perfect human being. Well, you know what? I'm flawed, just like they're flawed, just like you're flawed. And that's okay. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us special. But I am not ashamed of who I am, even if other people don't like me for it. Because you know why? They are too chicken shit to ever be that way. They look in the mirror and they make excuses and they pretend. I'm me. And that's what I think why some people gravitate towards me. And that's what I want to teach other people, that you don't have to be perfect for somebody to like you. You don't have to get everything right. You just have to be yourself. Know thyself. You can lie all you want. You can make up all the excuses and brag about all these BS things you've never accomplished in your life. You cannot lie to truth. So anyway, this is turning into another long rant. Some people enjoy it to make themselves feel better. Some people enjoy it because it helps them feel like they have somebody that they can relate to. At 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do the video where I got an email from somebody revealing a potential way that Obama can still become president. The reason behind it. I'm not talking about it now because there's not enough people. What I want you all to do is when this video uploads, I'm going to post a link to that other event page. I need you to share it if you care. I need the effort. Because if I'm going to do this, I need help. And we need to get used to the fact that positive change is going to happen. And I'm going to tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It may not happen next year. Good things are going to happen, even if there are bad things happening, for those who prepare. You know what? If you're on the Titanic and it's sinking, that's pretty depressing. That's pretty sad. But if you're on one of the lifeboats, are you really that sad? Yeah, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel scared. But at least you're not one of the people under the water, no longer breathing, no longer living. The idea is to remember that even in a bad situation, you can come out okay. You ever see people that get into really bad accidents and they come out okay? You ever see somebody where a building collapsed on them and hundreds of people died, and yet they'll find somebody that was completely encased in something that kept them safe? The idea is just stop being afraid. Stop worrying about what you can't control and realize that you can be the exception to the rule if you choose to be. That's why I don't worry about this stuff. Yes, bad things can potentially happen. But you know what? Sometimes, like they say, you need to break a few eggs to make an omelet. You gotta use lemons to make lemonade. In other words, you could make a good situation out of even the most scariest. Unless you think that you're never going to make it, you're never going to survive, you're never strong enough. You will be whatever you believe. My frustration, my emotions, I was for years trying to hide and tried to apologize for. I am no longer going to apologize for being me and being true to myself. And that means I will be over emotional at times. It will mean that my passion is so strong for wanting change that I'll be frustrated when it doesn't happen. So these trolls and everything to think they're going to get me, yes, I've been frustrated all my life, but I've known how to take positive things and make it into an opportunity the best I could. And if you want to make pleasure in hurting other people, that says more about you than it ever will be about me. These people judge me. I would love to see all the perfect things that they do. Like I said, when you see the trolls leave their stupid troll comments, click on their videos. They contribute nothing. And yet all they do is after a fact say, oh, you were wrong about that. Congratulations on your achievement, Mr. Hindsight is 2020. Those are the very same people that the day after the lottery numbers are picked, they'll go brag about how they picked those numbers. They just didn't find time to go to the lottery to buy the ticket. Okay, congratulations. You achieved nothing. Pat yourself on the back for your achievement. So yes, I say what's on my mind. I don't sugarcoat things. But that's being real. How many real people are in politics these days? How many real people are in the media these days that say what's on their mind? No, they read from scripts. They wear fancy suits and ties. They try and appear to look perfection. Look at all the singers and movie stars and sports athletes. They all have to look perfection. They all have to have, the women all have to have fake boobs. Men have to make sure they're dressed up and they have to look good. And they have to have their hair gelled and they have to be cut and buffed. What they're telling people is, be ashamed of who you are unless you're perfect. Why do you think they refer to us as the common people? There's nothing common about me. And there's nothing common about you. Unless you believe it. So you think somebody, because they bought themselves a body to improve themselves to the point where they are literally a walking Barbie doll as beauty? Those people can't be religious, because what you're saying is God created you in his image, and instead of loving who you are and appreciating who you are, you decided to change everything about yourself, basically saying to God, you didn't do a good enough job. So just imagine that the next time some Barbie doll model or some guy who got pec implants and buys all those fancy fake teeth so they look perfect, the next time they say, oh, this one's for God, well, you're slapping God in the face. You're saying, I don't appreciate the body and the mind that you gave me. I needed to change it because it wasn't good enough. Be proud of who you are. If you're overweight, if you're losing hair, if you have a tooth missing, if you are a little bit on the nerdy side, if you don't have a lot of friends, you know what? That's okay. There's something good about you. There is a purpose for you. In an infinite world, we could not have infinity if you didn't exist. So that's the thing that my haters and my trolls that will continually make fake profiles, because they won't even listen to this, but I know they do, and I laugh at their patheticness of how they are so obsessed with me. They have to keep making fake profiles to keep coming back, saying the same thing that I read and delete, and won't even dignify ever saying their names. Will never understand. You can go through life kidding yourself, or you could go through life being yourself. I choose to be me. Some will like it, some won't like it. I don't care about the people who don't like, because I'm not here for them. The ones that made me want to stick around, look at the comments. I deleted the one to say in my last video, because it's just, I kind of almost knew it when I said it. I've said things like that, and it's because maybe this is an addiction for me. Maybe my purpose in life is to try and help people as much as I can and not give up, even when I want to. Because trust me, my life would be so much easier if I just stopped doing this, stopped caring. But my guilt would feel bad that maybe there's one person tomorrow that would have loved the video that I just made, and my not doing it could change their life. Maybe that's the burden and responsibility. Like Spider-Man once said, with great power comes great responsibility. I just don't have the great power. Maybe my great power is for 20 people out of 25,000. So maybe that is in itself great power, to know that my words can affect people in a positive way. So maybe I need to hit rock bottom. Sometimes you need to hit that frustration and that rock bottom to understand the good that you can do. Because I'll tell you this much. Like I said, for every one idiot stalker troll that's obsessed with me and basically are my bitches, how does it feel, trolls, to be my bitch? Because you can't walk away. You have to pretend to make another profile. I know it's the same people over and over again. And I know who they are. That's the funny part. I just don't care enough to dignify their name. But they're pathetic. And I'll keep talking about it. And people say you should ignore them. I do basically ignore them, but I don't say their names anymore. But I'm not afraid to talk about it. I am not afraid to stand up to a bully. And that's the problem with this world. We're so afraid to think, oh, we'll just look the other way. Well, look in governments, ladies and gentlemen. We've been ignoring those bullies for centuries. And what have they done to make our lives better? They've done plenty of things to make their lives better. But because we're told, oh, you got to ignore them. Don't confront them. Look what happens. I think it's time we start confronting them. I think it's time we start saying no more. I think it's time to stop allowing them to walk all over us. And 777 says, the next war will either be with words or weapons. I choose words. There you go. But choose your words wisely. There have been countless numbers of wars. They're all started by governments. the people are the ones used as the pawns to serve their game. It's not their children, their sons and daughters, their husbands and wives going to fight the good fight, as they like to call it. I mean, for Christ's sakes, back in the 1800s, we had a war here called the Civil War. Can anyone explain to me what's civil about people, fellow humans, murdering one another? They make it sound so exciting. I mean, look how many videos you can watch and movies and TV shows about World War II and how they glorify it. And they don't show the images of children having their guts blown out. And your brothers and your cousins and your nephews and your sons all being ripped to shreds, so someone out there at the top who views you as just a common, regular person could count the money that they've collected while you die for their theft. That's what angers me. It's the fact that I am a high school graduate who really just floated by because it bored me. I made the honor roll at least 5 times, maybe 4. And I hardly ever did anything because it was just so easy for me, and it was almost like a waste of time. I didn't want to do things because I just did not connect with the education system. Even when I tried to go to college, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what they tell you. After high school, you're supposed to go to college. And I did it because that's what you're supposed to do. I went for a semester. I realized it wasn't for me, and I couldn't do it anymore because I knew if I was going to make something in my life, it was going to be something that I did on my own. And to me, success is not being a millionaire. That would be nice. It'd be an added bonus. But to me, a success is looking at your life and saying, you know what? I don't regret it. And despite the constant crap that I have to deal with, despite this government that we have to put up with, despite all the things that some people would run away from or never even start, because my trolls would never last a year, let alone 5, with the things that I deal with constantly. I'm very proud of my strength and my resiliency, my stubbornness. Could be to a fault. But no one understands me more than me. And I want to connect with others that at least have my message resonate with them. And some people that are listening are here because they care. Some people are listening because they're thinking this is another train wreck. And that's fine. They're allowed to have their opinions. But I challenge you, if you don't like what I'm doing, then do something better. To spend your whole life complaining and not do anything about it is just filling an empty hole in your body, in your soul, in your heart. You can't fill a black hole. So I hope people will share the link for the video that I'll be doing at 7 o'clock, and I hope you will watch it, and I hope you will share that too. The time for us to sit idly by as they slowly take away our freedoms and our abilities to speak has got to stop. That's why I get so frustrated, because it's bad enough that even with this right now, I'm not going to have 5 million people watch it. It will have a couple of hundred at best. But to make it to the point where now, just to get the message out is a project. You know what? I'll do it. If I have to do my other videos and it takes 10 times as long to set it up and I can't do the live shows anymore because the other system doesn't work and I can't figure it out because maybe I'm just not smart enough, it's possible. I can admit my flaws. It's okay. I mean, I am 45 going on 46, so, you know, I eventually get to the age where, you know, my parents had the VCRs blinking at 12. But for them to take something so pretty much simple and make it complicated shows that they're not here for us to make this easier to spread truth. So it's okay to change your mind. It happens. There are going to be people that love to point out other people's faults. Congratulations on your achievements. So I'm going to make that video tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I already posted the setup for it. I don't know if I entered it in already, but if it's there, share it, post it, get people to know about it. And then if you want to make your own video based on what I talk about, that's perfectly fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about the message. Because if we continue to do nothing, if we continue to turn the other cheek and look the other way. Now, by turning the other cheek, it doesn't mean go and shoot somebody in the head. But it also means just not allow them to just, oh, you want to slap my face? Okay, here's the other one. You can slap that too. Oh, you want to take everything I own? Sure. How about no? I no longer consent. And this is what governments are doing. They're seeing how much freedom they can take. How much of your money they can take, how much of your soul they can take before you say no more. And if you look throughout history, it's usually to the point where you have nothing left. And then what do? Then you're fighting just to survive, just to not die. What's frustrating is we could stop this a long time ago, but so many people they sell out. Or they get so afraid that they don't think they can do anything. They get so distracted. I mean, I wish this was a utopia. We could make it one, but we can't make one if we just choose to ignore. Look in the mirror and look yourself in the eyes and say what you really want to do. Do you want to just listen to videos because it makes you feel better? Are you listening to these things because you're bored? Are you listening to these things because you really want to make change, but yet you haven't done anything? Even make your own video, because you got to start with first the message. Yes, this is not going to be the popular thing. You want to make a lot of money on YouTube? Go talk about video games. Go talk about Pokemon Go. Go talk about things that don't matter. Because trust me, there's these idiots that will say, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this for the money." Really? Trust me, what I make in a year, they will make in a day. This ain't about the money. It's a bonus that I get a little bit because you know what? I take time and effort out of my day that I could be working or doing something else to do this. So I should be compensated in some minor way. But trust me, I'm not buying a Mercedes anytime too soon. I'm not going to be living in a Playboy mansion anytime soon. The money I make, I can't even afford to buy a used car with it. From the 80s. So I don't do this for that. And I definitely don't do it for the popularity, because the hate I get is astonishing. People hate me because of what I say. And it's funny, in the quote-unquote real world, I have no enemies. There is not one person that I've ever met in my life where I've been friends with them that hates me. And I've been DJing. I was in a band since 1999 and met thousands of people in my lifetime. The last time I got into a physical fight, I was 10 years old. Never been to prison. Never been arrested. Worst thing I've ever had happen to me is I got pulled over for speeding. And the last time I got pulled over for speeding was, I believe, maybe 2004, maybe. And that was because the girl I was dating at the time took her to a Broadway play, took her out to dinner, spent the whole day treating this woman to a beautiful, gorgeous time, wouldn't talk to me the whole time, wouldn't tell me why, until on the train ride home, she told me she was cheating on me, after I spent literally hundreds of dollars on this woman. So I was a little frustrated driving this person home. I could have easily said, after she said it on the train, and then we were supposed to drive to my house, because she was staying there. We met on the internet, so she was staying at my house for a couple of days. She lived in Florida. And I could have easily just said, you know what, find your own way home. So not only did I not do that, I let her stay at my house for the next 2 days, and I actually drove her back to the airport when she was supposed to leave. Because it's just the right thing to do, despite what she did. And that was the last time I got a speeding ticket, because I was a little upset. So I was driving a little fast. And that's the last bad thing I've done. And it's funny, some of my stalkers, they've been to jail. They've done bad things. Some of them, I mean, one of them, and I know who they are. They come from the comic book community. They're still following me. They stole some of my ideas. Those are the quote unquote friends I had. And the person needs psychiatric help. And I hope he gets it. And if he wants to keep making fake profiles or using leaky wiener, you know, that says a lot about them. Anyway, this was fun for me because you know what? As frustrated as I was last night, making this video helped to make me feel better. Whether that helps anybody else, I can't control that. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, I guess I'm sorry you wasted your time listening to me. But that's what I want to teach the people who care, the ones that are still listening for the right reasons, that you can basically end up in hell. And you'll only stay there if you choose to. And you can have a bad day, and you can have frustrations, and you can want to give up. And you can change your mind. And you could use it as inspiration. Because you will never enjoy summer without having a horrible winter. So last night was my horrible winter. And I got through it. I'm still alive. I'm still here. I still want to help. So maybe that will help motivate others to say, you know what? Look at Chris. He talks about being positive all the time. And last night I saw him in a way I haven't seen before. I haven't seen in a long time. And he wanted to give up and was going to give up. And yet he's still here. Maybe that proves you can do that too. Maybe it proves that you could be bombarded with negativity and still choose to be confident and positive. It doesn't mean your life is going to be a bed of roses. So that's all I want to say, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you later on tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.